Hey everyone, it's Joseph with Cordell Christian Organic Salon again, and I wanted to go over some other devices with you guys. There's several different therapies we offer. We offer many different electrotherapy type of therapies. They're non-invasive, non-medical wellness, health boosting, basically protocols, treatments, devices. And so I'm going to go over cold laser technology with you today and introduce you to that. And there'll be follow-up videos on our other electrotherapies that you'll be able to find as I go along. The first videos I do are just kind of like a crash course overview. Without further ado, let's jump in. So I have about 4 different kinds of cold laser devices that I own and use in my holistic, organic, salon wellness spa practice that we run out of our center. It's a kind of a multifaceted business. But the benefits of all these different kinds of technology are of a lot of interest to me. I've been researching and spending a lot of time with these different kinds of technology and learning them. And you can find these things in chiropractic offices, sometimes in medical settings, naturopaths, chiropractors, people into doing outside the box health and wellness practices will often turn to these different therapies. And there's a lot of bad education out there about how this works and how it can be really beneficial. So I am aiming to basically introduce you to it, help you to understand the science behind it and ways in which it can be used. So I'm going to just hold up a few examples. Cold lasers is also known as a low level laser. It means it's using a very low amount of energy, so it's not going to burn you. These devices are designed to basically increase the ability of cells to basically heal from inflammation and pain. That's essentially what the FDA and other health agencies kind of look at it as. Now, there's a ton of scientific research outside of the medical field that is up and coming and being reviewed constantly and developed constantly about other ways in which this helps. And of course, usually when you combine the use of a laser technology, laser therapy, with other electric-based therapies like our other things like PEMF, pulse electromagnetic field therapy, as well as scalar, usually you get this amazing mixture of results from each device, where each one of them does something, and then they basically caveat each other and become a synergistic blend of modalities that people can tap into without having to rely on the use of drugs and expensive healthcare, when they can basically do wellness care and keeping themselves well and functioning optimally on a cellular level. Now, so let's talk about cold lasers. I'm going to turn this one on. This is one of the multi-diode lasers I have. So if you see I shine out there, you'll see that there's all these these are not light bulbs, these are lasers. So if you look at it, it's like a laser beam, just like a laser pointer would have, but they're concentrated. So there's several of them here. In the middle, there's another one. So the middle one is called an infrared laser. It's invisible. You can't see the light from it, but all the other ones are near infrared. And so it's a combination of both. Infrared penetrates deeper into the tissue in the cells, stimulating bone, things like that, right? And then the near infrared is more superficial, and it penetrates those first layers of skin and muscle tissue. So this would be a very broad use laser because of how many diodes it has and how many different places you can move the laser to work on. And there's different types of protocols for how to use this to do different things. And I can kind of a little bit get into that in a minute. I'm just gonna go over some more examples. Another version of a cold laser would be something like this. Looks a little similar. This is a Russian model. So the way this one works is it just has one laser near infrared and one infrared laser. So it's just got 2 diodes, whereas this other one I just held up had quite a number of them. It has a little glass thing so you can move it around with this one. This one is designed to use these probes. We have 3 different size probes that can reach different areas for going down to the ears, up the nose, inside the mouth, and then of course smaller ones like this for doing laser acupressure. Acupressure, not acupuncture, is where you basically stimulate the meridian points that are known from Chinese medicine to basically energize those chi points. Now chi, if you want to translate Chinese medicine to modern science and try to understand it in a way that it's easier to understand, because there's a lot of arguments in the health and wellness and medical communities about acupuncture, its use, whether it's for real or fake. But from a research standpoint, it absolutely is a real thing. There really is such a thing as what they're basically talking about. The difference is that when you switch things to a scientific model, you can't use the words from ancient Chinese medicine. But essentially what we're talking about really is that there is energy in the body, right? Well, this energy is electricity. It is electrical currents. And so these electrical currents and properties of cells and tissues and the corresponding movement of these currents through the body is what essentially Chinese medicine is calling qi. But the easiest way to think of it is as a current of electricity, just like is passing through the electronics that we use in our homes, or how we have cell phones, or how we have all these things. Our bodies have their own frequencies going on. Now, the frequencies our bodies generate are much different. They're dynamic. They're constantly changing, moving, tuning, retuning, because we're a living organism who's constantly adapting to our environment. So I'll go ahead and turn this one on so you can kind of see how this one works. So I turn it on, and then the little probe allows me to concentrate the laser energy into a focused point, like that. So if I wanted to go in the ear, I could do that, or if I want to do specific meridian points and stimulate those to basically increase the cellular energy in those areas, then I could do so. That's what this is for very targeted, specific use. And laser acupressure is a very interesting, and you can also use for laser reflexologic work with the hands, the feet, by stimulating different organ points and things. Some people don't believe in that stuff, but I'll tell you what, try it for yourself if you're skeptical, and I think you'd be very surprised at what you find from doing things like that. It's a very interesting result. Also, I'll just say the least from the experiments I've done. It's very interesting. So this is a very basic device, but that's what it's for. It's for changing probes, for being able to have different kinds of options of ways to get the laser light. So these are just the 3 handheld versions I have. The last one is just a near infrared pen laser. And this is designed for basically doing similar to the probe, but what I really like about it is just that it's cheap and portable. So like when someone wants to get like a cheapest cold laser that you can get, it's about $10 to $30 depending on where you buy it. This is a pretty high quality one. It's very like heavy duty. And so I like it for being able to basically go into the ears with, into the nose with, into the mouth to get into the throat. Because to get relief from lasers, you got to get the light onto the tissue that you want to work on. And so that's what's nice about getting it into the nose. Now, science says basically that the near infrared light increases the ATP in the cells, the energy, the storehouse, the energy production in cells, thus increasing cellular metabolism. Well, PEMF and SCANR do that too, but what really the research where it's going with why these work is because the near infrared light actually seems to act even on a whole nother level, which is to actually activate the mechanisms in stem cells that basically get stem cells to get to work. There was a Harvard study where they drilled holes in rats' teeth and then did red light stimulation using red lasers, and were able to the holes would grow back shut. Basically, the stem cells, they believe that through their scans and their different studies they did during conducting that study, the different findings was that the stem cells turned into dentin, which is the tooth structure, and rebuilt a tooth. And then there's been a number of other similar studies, and of course, laser technology has also been researched on using on all the different pathways of the body, the neurological level, wound healing. So there's just a wide range of applications, but it's a very simple technology that amounts to either using an acupressure method or a paddle, where you basically turn the therapy on and then simply just place the device in the area you want to work, such as a joint. It's most commonly sold for joint inflammation. The FDA does approve this for a number of devices. These are simple versions of it that aren't necessarily specific to a health problem, but you just basically hold the device there, and then the device has a timer built into it, and there's a few different intensity settings, but they're really not much different than each other. There's also a pulsing setting. And so we have these devices available to use here when you come in for sessions where you can combine the laser therapy with other things. We have 2 kinds of sessions. We have sessions where we'll interactively work on you with them, and also sessions where we'll coach you with them. And other sessions is where you just basically are coming in for a wellness service, such as a PMF session. And while you're getting your PMF session, you could hold the device to an area that you want work on. One other type of laser therapy we offer is that I want to go over using similar, near infrared lasers is laser lipo, which is a series of large laser paddles that get placed across either the legs or the tummy or even the underneath the chin. And these are for slimming and tightening the skin. So they slim by like basically causing the cells to dump the fat and triglycerides out of the cells, but not harming the cells. Those treatments take about 30 minutes, and so this can be done anywhere on the body. They can be done in different configurations. And so that's an up and coming thing that's been really starting to surge in popularity the last couple of years, is using laser lipo as a way to assist in weight loss and slimming. It does take time to get the results, but the results do come, and that is combined with a series of other types of body tightening and contouring, but it's using the same type of laser technology to help slim the body and tighten the skin. That's going to be it for this video, talking about our low-level laser or cold laser technology. There is so much potential to all of this. This is just really like a ice-breaking video for you guys out there. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, please consider liking our page. If you're interested in booking a service with us, please visit our website, CordellChristianSalon.com. You can reach us at 469-873-0368. And you can also email us at CordellChristianSalon@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, please either comment on these videos or reach out to us directly. You can also text us on our salon number. We look forward to working with you and hope you have a happy and healthy 2022.